because the government crime insurance policy for San Bernardino County expired June 30th. So I want to get a new copy of their new policy. So I called her on the phone a week ago, and I called her up, and she's happy to talk to me. And I said, well, I'm calling because I wanted to find out about getting a copy of the new insurance policy. And then I started asking her questions about it. Is it the same company in Los Angeles, and on and on. And we got talking about, she asked if my problem had been settled, and I told her it had been, thank you very much. And then I was getting ready to hang up. I'd even totally forgotten what I called her about, okay? And this is how helpful she was. She said, oh, wait a minute, before you hang up, Mr. Kane, let me check on that insurance policy for you.
Right. So,
okay, so she checks, and she comes back a couple minutes later, and she says, I'm sorry we don't have it yet, but it should be here within 2 weeks. And I said, well, I'll call you back in a couple of weeks.
If you had to go to the next level and enforce that policy, what would you do?
Oh, we're going on to that next. We're moving on to that next.
that's my question.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you guys are on the ball, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we have whatever the situation is you're talking about, whether they won't record your documents, whether you're dealing with somebody at the bank or the court, the judge, the bailiff, the prosecutor, the dog catcher, it doesn't matter. Here's where you want to go with this. Because this is what I found out when I read the policy. I got the policy and I found out that I was exactly right. It is a trespass for me to claim on their policy. Why is that? Because it says in the policy, we will pay you. And then you go to the definition section, and guess who you is defined as? Corporate. The County of San Bernardino.
You know, you can accept that for value and actually, because it's all been prepaid, and you can be the person that's paying off the course. So you can actually accept that for value because it's been prepaid, and you could be the one as acting like the government paying that.
Well, I think you're going more towards the heart of the issue, and like I said, I've discovered through a lot of trial and error that we can't go to the heart of the issue. We got to go around the corner. We got to go and get them from behind. And that's what I'm doing with this insurance thing, because it is a trespass. I am not a party to the agreement, and if I step in and claim that I'm a party to the agreement, then I claim that I'm part of the County of San Bernardino, and I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, because it's only for their employees.
It's only to indemnify the county against the employees.
Yeah.
So when you read through there is remedy in the insurance policy, but it's not what you think. The remedy is very simple. And it says this exactly. It says, when you discover dishonest activity on the part of your employee, the liability or potential liability of which exceeds $10,000, insurance as to that employee terminates immediately.
And then they're out of a job.
Say it one more time.
When you discover that one of your employees has committed dishonest activity and the liability or potential liability exceeds $10,000, insurance as to that employee terminates immediately.
And they're out of
So
a
you have
job.
to let somebody
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, who said
at the
uh-oh?
county know.
I did.
Thank you, somebody's waking up.
I got to post a
So what are you going to do?
So you show that.
First thing I'm going to do, like I said to the risk management office, is I have to give the recorder an opportunity to answer as to whether or not his employee was acting honestly.
Alters outside their scope.
Honestly. The magical incantation in the insurance agreement is discover of dishonest activity. That's the magical incantation. The liability or potential liability of which exceeds $10,000. That's the magical incantation. So when we go in and we ask the recorder, are you authorized to practice law without a license? No. Why are you making legal determinations for me? I'm not. Why are you aiding and abetting the bank and continuing this fraud and not allowing me to fulfill my commercial rights here and record this document as a writer to an already existing and authorized document? Well, I don't know.
That's where they turn it.
Get somebody out who does.
Yeah.
Now what you're doing is I brought a couple witnesses with me. Remember, this is very important when you take witnesses with you. Don't take people that want to fight and that want to talk and that want to get mad about shit.
They're just there to witness.
Because your witnesses are to keep their mouths shut. If they participate, they are no longer witnesses. You see the problem? If they participate, they are participants. And your desire is for witnesses. That means the witnesses remain silent. They do not participate. The witness is only witness. And we'll fill out an affidavit afterwards.
What we found out was the party at the counter went and got the supervisor. The supervisor says, "Oh well, we're going to give this to general counsel," and general counsel
I disagree. I don't authorize that.
Yeah.
I don't authorize you to have make any legal
Do your
determinations
job
for
and
my
file,
document.
yeah.
This is my document. I want it recorded as
Well, that's
is.
what the legal counsel did, is they make a legal determination.
Right, I don't authorize that. You don't have my permission. Are you practicing law without my license? Because what I'm doing is I'm getting these dishonest activities established. Practicing law without a license. Making legal determinations. Aiding and abetting fraudulent activity. Obstructing my commercial activity without cause.
But the thing about the
Concealment.
point of the matter was, yeah, concealment. The point was that they put the responsibility on their county council. The county council then issued a letter to Helen Purcell, who's the county clerk recorder over there, and then sent the letter over to the party,
Right.
saying that county council blah 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 blah. So they're just putting up the four walls so that they can keep you out.
Right.
And so the remedy that I see now is to just go in and ask them, not confront them, but ask them once more to do the modification of deed of trust.
And then here's another remedy that you have for them. Now, I found this in Ohio, and then I correlated it and found out that it exists in California. I'm certain it exists elsewhere as well, but don't rely upon it until you verify. But there's what's called the Open Records Act.
Before you skip off to that, we didn't wrap this up, but you found that they are violating their insurance policy. You now know that. How do you enforce that?
By notice. I'm going to give it the first notice to the recorder. And I'm going to tell the recorder what happened, and I'm going to give him the affidavits from my witnesses that I brought with that establish what happened in the dishonest activity. They're not going to make any legal determinations.
That's what he wants to explain to us.
Right.
Just listen.
They're not going to make any determinations, say it was dishonest activity. They're going to say, Jerry asked by what authority, dude said whatever he said. Jerry asked this, dude said this. That's all they're going to say. And then I'm going to put that all together with a notice to the recorder and say, is this dishonest activity? Or is this activity authorized by your policy? If it is, I need you to provide me a copy that shows that they have the right to make legal determinations, practice law without a license, whatever, okay, whatever dishonest activity.
You're the boss, you're the owner.
And then your default takes the form of a notice of intention to cause discovery of dishonest activity. And you CC the insurance company on everything you do. And on the insurance company, you write a cover letter, and you say on the cover letter, I'm just keeping you informed of an incident that took place, the liability or potential liability of which exceeds $10,000. It involves dishonest activity on the part of an employee of, this is not a claim.
Ah,
And
that's
they
why
have to
you
make a
have it on
record of
both
that.
sides of the paper at the
This
top.
is not a claim.
So now, notice of intention to cause.
Discovery of dishonest activity.
Okay.
That's what it says in the policy. As soon as you discover dishonest activity. And we're going to CC the insurance company on it. Now, when I went down and I started asking questions at risk management about dishonest activity, practicing law without a license, making legal determinations, I didn't have to fill out any paperwork. He begged me to fill out this claim form so that he can help me get this resolved. He resolved it without me even having to fill out the damn paperwork. This is how important going in and asking questions is and taking charge. You don't even have to do the paperwork.
You said claim form. You want to avoid the claim.
Yeah, you want to avoid the claim, exactly. This guy's giving me a claim form and telling me, why don't you just fill it out so I can take care of this for you.
Inviting you
Well,
to trespass on the.
then he would
offer.
become the conservator that's
Right.
appointed as a conservator in this issue.
Well, one of the issues is that they determined that the activity was dishonest, and they now terminate the employee.
Except they determined that the activity was dishonest and they didn't terminate the employee.
Now,
They
once
just started
do
recording our
that,
They
yeah.
just started recording our documents.
So yeah, okay, so that was where the line was drawn in the sand, and
Yep.
okay, very interesting.
And instead of firing the employee, They just said, you know what, dude's bringing you $13. You don't work for the damn bank anyhow. Take the $13, record a damn document.